Good morning, folks, and welcome back to Laundry Hamper. Today's episode is going to be regarding COVID and what I experienced in COVID. So, health crisis season attached with COVID. There were several versions of COVID in several different provinces. Several different provinces, several different names, and several different versions of COVID. So, let's get started as to what I first saw in COVID happening and how it affected all of us in every single aspect, from traveling to eating to dining out to being able to even sit at the mall to enjoy a snack because I know I couldn't do that. While I saw other people doing it who obviously didn't give two issues about their own health, I had to go home and eat my food that I purchased at the mall. So let's talk about that for a second, alright? Let's get into it. Why do people break the rules and travel when there were travel restrictions placed in order to prevent a disease like COVID from transferring from person to person? And why did people break the rules and eat in a place such as the mall when it's literally just opening up 2 years later for us to finally be able to sit down and enjoy without having to eat or rush out to eat what we purchased before it gets cold in our own place of stay and home, or whatever you want to call it. During this health crisis season, I've noticed that quite a few things have been happening with a lot of the restriction that we have had placed on us as a society in home. The first thing is that there was and has currently been a ban on traveling. However, I've noticed a lot of people traveling. A lot of people have come to Canada from the US that have not been earmarked to travel. A lot of people that have not been earmarked to travel have come from other countries across the globe when the shutdown happened in February of 2020. And I mean, people traveled, and because of people traveling, many people ended up in hospital that came in contact with those who lied and said they're not potential COVID carriers. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people died coming in contact with actual COVID carriers who traveled when they were not given the right to travel. So let's talk about when a ban is put in place and people don't follow the ban, the restrictions, in order to come after somebody to say, follow us, join us, or we will continue to attack you. There is obviously a set plan to attack a certain person for causing a major shutdown. Now, if this person was not attacked before the major shutdown happened, maybe a major shutdown that did happen in 2020 would not have potentially taken place. However, I was spat at physically, which is what brought in the shutdown. I was spat at, and it brought in a major world shutdown. One spit, one person spitting right at me. And just because it didn't land on my clothes, an airborne disease landed in my face from the person opening up their mouth, which allowed COVID to be brought into place, which also brought the travel ban as well as the shutdown of all systems, government included. All because I was spat at in April of 2018. The first thing is that there was and has currently been a ban on traveling back and forth unless going to the doctor's office, grocery shopping, or for a small walk in the park, strictly to stretch your legs in order to prevent her from screaming in the house apparently, or to see if I would run. Have I run? Yes, I have. Yes, I've done it before. Will I be running again? No. When I ran, I was much younger. Why? I didn't understand the process of what was going on, and that's the truth. They have been doing Cabalisis on me from the time I was 3 years old. 3 years old. And by the time I hit my 20s, I ran one time. And because I ran, they've been trying to use it in order to get at me again to say, go run. Go run, bitch, go run. And because I speak on it, they used it because they watched the video early, pre-recorded, to say, go run, bitch, go run. What's up? Now look who's the one running from going back to where they ran from. The South Africans. All the South Africans are running from going back to South Africa by trying to push me to run to South Africa to see how they treat South Africans as to why they run. Let's talk about that too. Let's talk about the South Africans running and telling you to run so that they could use your products that has germs and bacteria in it. Let's talk about that. They want to use your stuff. They want to do your home videos to say that you're still in the house in order to say that they are rich and they live in Canada, yet they are on the run from abuse and being murdered by practicing Wiccanism on the South African government. Let's talk about it. And they're attacking me to go on the run because they made Nelson Mandela run to Canada before he was killed and died. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the South Africans and what they did to Nelson Mandela, which is the same process that some motherfuckers is trying to do to me right here in Canada. Let's talk about it. You think just because Nelson Mandela came to Canada to visit with the Queen before Queen Elizabeth passed away, you thought he was running from South Africa and running from being in prison because of a lie that he raped a child in 2022? Nelson Mandela was placed in prison by his own South African people with a lie that happened in Canada in 2022. Nelson Mandela spent 13 years in prison for a crime that he never committed. And that's exactly what they're trying to do to me, to a young man in Israel right now. I'm in Canada. This is 2022. This young man is not raped until about 2025. And they're trying to attack me for raping a young man in 2025 when I'm busy doing what I'm doing in order to go to prison just because Nelson Mandela did. Checking the time. Just because Nelson Mandela took the charge, I'm supposed to take the charge for a case that hasn't happened yet because it's 2022 and not 2025. Because I'm not supposed to know my numbers, because you see, they think a 2 is a 5 flipped upside down. So 2022 is supposed to be 2025, and I'm supposed to be that motherfucking stupid to say 2022 is 2025? Yeah, fucking right, motherfucking Africans. I ain't taking the hit for no motherfucking body, bitch. This is part 1. Part 2 is coming up.